rounds, but again, I could be wrong there. Okay, so moving on to boss number 2. All right, we're going to move on to, which one did I have set up here next? Okay, well, why don't we start off with weak auras? Where are my little weak auras here? So let's start off with Chromatic Anomaly. So here are Chromatic Anomaly weak auras. We're going to copy them. We're going to import them as well. New import. Thanks, Iberlo. There are, well, it seems it's not complete. Well, whatever. So there's 3 really big ones that you need to be aware of, whether it's a time bomb, the haste, or the DPS phase. And we'll go through them in a sec. So Chromatic Anomaly is a pretty cool fight. It's a fun boss where it's something we've been asking for a long time, where your abilities change, or the speed of your abilities change, your movement changes depending on the time. So it's a really cool bronze dragonflight style ability, but it's this weird chromatic anomaly, right? It's a time anomaly, essentially. Let me pull up the video for Chromatic Anomaly next. All right, there we go. All right, Chromatic Anomaly. All right, here we go. So this is the fight. So we didn't get into the fight with a 15-person heroic raid. It was tuned pretty decently. It was a little buggy later on. I'll explain that later on. But yeah, this is a fun fight where your cast times, so let's say it's during normal time. So anytime you raid, things are normal time. Same thing with this encounter. There's a normal time, a slow time, and a fast time. During slow time, your casts are slower, you attack slower, your dots tick less frequently, and also debuffs on you, they last longer. When it's fast time, you attack really fast, you move really fast, you cast really fast, and you have less time to react for different debuffs. So that's what makes the encounter really, really cool. The first ability, is a tank ability. We'll start with tank abilities, pretty standard here. Tank ability, you swap, because you don't want to get 9 stacks. If you get 9 stacks, you die, and then you blow up on the raid as well. So we decided to, we pulled around here. The first thing that's going to happen is the Burst of Time ability. And these bursts of time, again, big balls. Don't stand in the big balls. Super easy, right? Like, I'm pretty zoomed in here, but the big red circles in the ground, that's balls in the ground. Don't stand in them. All right, next thing that's going to happen here is a big add. You'll see it on the far left side. And this big add is a priority add. You need to interrupt the warp Nighthold that it does. You can't let it get any casts off, because the subsequent cast will be that much stronger and further blow up the raid. So super easy to interrupt. Focus it down. It is a huge, huge priority, because an ability called Power Overwhelming is coming. So again, there's more orbs or balls to dodge. There'll be lots of balls in this encounter.
Watch your step.
Alright, now what happens is these temporal orbs are going to happen. Now, temporal orbs, they come out of the middle of the room, the Nightwell, right? Because we're all sort of fighting in the Nightwell. These orbs come out, and you have to dodge them. There's 2 waves to dodge. And, this boss is super fun. Just next. Oops, sorry. You'll see exactly what happens. So here they come out. You see the blue circles coming out from the Nightwell. The first wave comes out. The best place to dodge them is roughly where I dodge them here, around the middle sort of section of the room. If you dodge, the closer you are, the easier it is. The further back you are, the harder it is to dodge these. So there's the first set, and there's the second set. You see how I got in between both? I think I got clipped by one there. But look, see how they line up? If you tried to dodge them now on the outside, you'd find it super difficult. Like, there's no way to be able to dodge them, and you take that damage anyway. So that's the other big dodging ability. On my raid frames, you're going to see yellow and red squares. That's a debuff called Time Release. That's really important for you healers. If you're a DPS, whatever, you don't really need to worry about it. That is a healer debuff. What it does, it's an absorption shield, right? So sort of like overflowing, except it's overflowing that blows up on the raid. So what you have to do is you have to heal off these debuffs. You have, X amount of seconds. And if they are not healed off, they explode on the raid for the absorb remaining. Right? Can you leap over them or blink? I didn't try. Maybe Panzer or somebody else. I imagine you could blink over them. I don't see why you couldn't. Leap, I'm not sure. Good question, though, Freezing. So here I'm healing off Firemancer, now Jungleina. The buff turns different colors. And now the big ad, once he dies, he spawns these 4 little ads. They continue warping the Nightwell. They're stunnable, interruptible. Blow them up. The really important thing, though, is When the big ad dies, you gain a tank ability that allows you to interrupt. Right? That allows you to interrupt the boss who's casting Power Overwhelming, right? Like the big Archons do. And the Power Overwhelming blows up on the raid and keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you're really slow to kill that big ad, well, then you're going to wipe, right? So you see Power Overwhelming on the right side of my screen being cast right now because I have him targeted. And then one of the tanks will interrupt it here shortly. There, now it's been interrupted. And then we go back to the other phases with fragments. Alright, there's another time release happening. And so now at this point, more time releases are coming up on the raid. You can see lots of debuffs there.
Watch your step.
And temporal orbs again. So now time has slowed. Look at the cast time of my flash of light. I'm super slow to move. Right, those are still going up at a fairly decent pace. Flash of Light's taking 2.5 seconds to cast, and the big red balls coming down, they're also really slow to move. I apologize for the quality. It's really crappy right now. So it gives you more time to move, but everything is a lot slower. And then the other big ability on this encounter, you can see the weaker on the left side of my screen there, is Time Bomb. Now, when Time Bomb expires, I mean, it hits everything within about 40 yards. There were times where we could line of sight this. We tried... Just leave it as be 40 plus yards out when Time Bomb expires. Now, if you're doing the slow phase, so when everything's slowed, you got 2 minutes. You have a lot of time to get out. If you're doing the fast phase, you got about 10 seconds to book it out of there, because it's going to explode really quickly and blow up your entire raid. So Time Bomb's on Gano right now.
So you can see we're in slow mode right now. I've got 2 minutes on my Time Bomb.
And I'm explaining, to the viewers at the time with Time Bomb. And now another ad spawns. You can go through the exact same thing again. Alright, soon we'll be going to... And so he's casting Power Overwhelming now, so that's raid-wide AoE damage. While we're trying to kill the waning Time Elemental. Now, I did say it's interruptible, right? But sub 30%, you cannot interrupt it, so you have to execute it down super quick. So we're taking more and more damage from Power Overwhelming the longer that thing is up. There. Tanks can get the shield. Watch what happens with the tank. I think this is Towley that he jumps up and breaks it soon. Maybe it's somebody else. I think this was one of our bad attempts. Yeah, so the time bomb exploded there. I know I had a better kill there somewhere. Let me pull it up again here. What was Chronomatic Anomaly? Oh, that's Shrilly X. Fun times Shrilly X. Yeah, we had another really good one where we got later and later into the fight. Yeah, this is the better one. Let me go back here a couple seconds. All right. So here, this is again normal time happening right now. Yeah, boss at 30%. There's another elemental spawning. You see that little ticking timer, right? You got to be careful with that ticking timer as well. Power Overwhelming, going to start casting soon. We want to kill the elemental again. And now we're dealing with fast time, so things are going a lot faster, people moving a lot faster. Right, super, super quick. Things are going much quicker, so it gets interrupted. I think you see Towley jump up and then interrupt him at that point, and again back to normal time. Orbs are happening. So we decided to hero during the slow sections here. Didn't they change the time bomb? Like there's no exact range, it's farther away, less damage. Well, there's one attempt where I get the time bomb. I'm trying to find this in my video here that I explained to my viewers that I have the time bomb and I run away. Here it is. There it is. So here's the time bomb. So this one's about to expire, and so it looks like it had a radius. I don't know if it did raid-wide. I'll have to double check if it did raid-wide damage there through the logs. But it looked like it was just X amount of, the certain radius, and that was fine. It could be, yeah, just be further out, and then the graphic is only 40 yards, but who knows. Here, again, things going really fast. Get temporal orbs. So this is the fast mode. You'll do a lot more damage during this section, obviously, because your spells are a lot faster as well. Yeah, and Hiroki can't interrupt under 30%. I would start getting into the habit of doing the heroic strats rather than just the normal ones. But yeah, on heroic, you can't interrupt the waning time elemental sub 30%. So here he's casting Warp Nightmare. We can't interrupt it right there. So you see Tally leap up in the air there, and he's going to jump down, and so he does a big temporal smash, he interrupts the cast, and he comes back down. We finish off the elementals, and it's rinse repeat. So it is a pretty cool encounter, time speeding up and down depending on what's going on, so you just have to react. But it is a pretty solid second or third encounter depending on which way you're going, I think. Yeah, it's pretty solid. The worst part of this was the trash. The trash was absolutely horrendous. The first few times, or the first few iterations that we did this boss in beta, it was so bad. I don't know if anybody really liked the trash. It seemed buggy and overtuned and just super difficult. But I mean, that's pretty much it, right? You just DPS the boss. When he's casting Power Overwhelming, kill the elementals in time. If you don't kill the elemental in time, you'll do more damage or take more damage. And then just deal with Time Release as a healer, Time Bomb as anybody. Make sure you drop it off in the raid somewhere else. Yeah, so in terms of heroism or bloodlust, we decided to use it during the slow phase. So when we were slowed, we were doing less damage, right? We couldn't kill things as fast. So to offset that, we decided to use heroism during the slow phase to give us, more, or to speed up our damage in order to kill the big ad. Because you'll be able to kill a chromatic, the waning time elemental during a normal phase, a slow phase, and a fast phase. The fast phase, obviously, he'll die super quick. The slow phase, he will not die super quick because his HP doesn't change, right? You do much less damage. And here we had the same issue where it was buggy, or the tank did not get the debuff. We could not enter Power Overwhelming. So hopefully that's been